Have you ever woken up in the morning so tired you feel like you didn't sleep throughout the night? Or have you ever had a headache so bad you couldn't face the morning light or even get out of bed? If so, you may have a condition called sleep apnea. Hi, I'm Norma Howard, and that's what I would like to talk to you today about sleep apnea. I want to talk to you about what it is, what the causes and symptoms of sleep apnea are, and what treatments are available out there for someone with sleep apnea. So, what is sleep apnea? According to an article on the MayoClinic.com website dated 24 July 2012, sleep apnea is actually a potentially serious sleep disorder because you quit breathing throughout periods of the night. There are two types of sleep apnea. One is obstructive sleep apnea. The second is central sleep apnea. So now that you know what sleep apnea is, let's look at the two types in a little more detail as well as the causes and symptoms of each. Obstructive sleep apnea is a sleep apnea where the muscles in the back of your throat actually tend to relax throughout the night. When that happens, that lessens the flow of oxygen in your blood, and then your body gets a message that says, "Wake up, you're not breathing." So you snort or gasp or whatever and wake up in the middle of the night, open your airway back up, and then you fall back asleep, most of the time without even knowing you've been awake. This can happen anywhere from 5 to 30 times an hour. No wonder you wake up tired. What are the symptoms of sleep apnea? If you're overweight, if you're male, or if you're female who is overweight and postmenopausal, sleep apnea, the airway, if it's narrow, which by the way can be inherited, that could be a cause of obstructive sleep apnea, as well as the circumference of your neck. If it's a large neck, you're going to have more of a chance of having sleep apnea. Also, smokers, 3 times more likely to have obstructive sleep apnea, and if you're over the age of 60. Central sleep apnea, what is that? Central sleep apnea is where the brain actually fails to send the signal to the organs that cause you to breathe throughout the night, so you again wake up throughout the night gasping for breath. Now, the difference between the two with central sleep apnea, you have more of a tendency to remember that you woke up during the middle of the night. You may actually even have a hard time going to sleep or staying asleep with central sleep apnea. What causes central sleep apnea? Again, if you're a man, sorry guys, you may have a chance of more of a chance of having central sleep apnea. If you're over the age of 65, if you've had brain altering health issues such as a stroke or a brain tumor, this can affect you having sleep apnea, as well as maybe heart failure or atrial fibrillation. So, is there possibility for somebody with sleep apnea to get a good night's sleep? Absolutely. With the treatments available, you can get a good night's sleep. So, what treatments are available for somebody with sleep apnea? Well, according to an article on WebMD website dated 14 September 2012, the treatments can be as mild as changing your lifestyle. You could lose weight. You could stop smoking if you're a smoker. You could not take sleeping pills. You could change your sleeping position. Or there's a machine called a CPAP machine that stands for Continuous Positive Airway Pressure. That could be a mask that actually goes over your nose and mouth to push air through your airways. There's a thing called a nasal pillow. Kind of looks like this. And this just goes in the nostrils just over your nose. And that pushes air through the airways. It is the most effective according to the experts. Next, your dentist can devise a dental device for you to put in your mouth that can help open your airway. And finally, surgery might be for you if you have a deviated nasal septum or enlarged tonsils or something along that lines. So, while sleep apnea is a potentially serious sleeping disorder, there are treatments available to help you return to a good night's sleep. So let's review what I've talked about today. We've talked about sleep apnea, talked about what it is, what causes it, what the symptoms are, as well as the treatments that are available. So there are plenty of options for you if you have sleep apnea to get on the road back to a good night's sleep. Sweet dreams.